unconditional living. And I tell you, once you learn the unconditional living, that is the whole existence is. That existence, the whole existence, the trees, the birds, the animals, the ocean, and the mountains, they are all unconditional existence. And once you become an unconditional existence, man, that means your mind is gone and you're living in the present, moment to moment. And that's what my father was. My father learned in 1941, before his marriage, how to live in the present. And he learned that the mind is a heap of impressions and the body is a heap of food. And he learned how to live in the present. And he was living in the present. And you are talking about 1941. I was born in 1942. And that time after that, in 1946, the Muslims came to our home and they say there's going to be a partition. The British are going to divide this country into India and Pakistan. You should leave. Otherwise there will be a disaster, there will be a fight. So they packed over one suitcase, small suitcase, and they took us to the airport. They took the bus to the railway station, and there we went to the Amritsar. And that is where we learned how to live in the present, because that's my father was a watcher. And I tell you, he wanted me to become a doctor. And I became a doctor. I came to this country in 1967 as a medical doctor. I was totally conditioned too. But my father came in 1974 and he was living in the present. And you know, he got sick. And that one day when I was in practice, and that was in Zephyr Hill, Florida. And I said, Papa says, I cannot breathe. I told the girls I had to go home. My Papa is not breathing. He is my Guru. He is my living God. So I have to go home and give him IV Lasix. And as soon as I give him Lasix, he starts breathing better. And he can breathe better. And I said, Papa, I have to take you to the doctor. And I took him to Dr. Hakim. And that Hakim was in Plant City. I knew him before. He was a cardiothoracic surgeon. And he examined and he says, your Papa has aortic valve which is closed. Take it to Tampa General Hospital. So next day I took him to Tampa General Hospital and they did a cardiac cath and they found out that he has a 90% obstruction in the aortic valve. And all the arteries are open. were open. This was amazing. That was because he lived unconditional. He has an unconditional living. And that was beautiful. Now, we are talking about 2000 to 2025. And we are talking about end of January. And Palki Sharma was a beautiful reporter. She's totally conditioned. She's a beautiful journalist. And she is representing Donald Trump. She's representing other countries. And because every country, there is nobody's unconditional existence. There is nobody's unconditional living they have. They all are conditioned because that's what they learned it. And that conditioning is nothing but a fallible, is a disease, because they are totally living in stress and anxiety. And that's what they all are. Donald Trump, who is a little bit awake, and he knows about life. And that's why he is talking to the people in India. People in India, nobody this time knows who is awake. Because most of the people who are living, they are already conditioned. They are intellectual. And Palki Sharma is representing them. And I asked Palki Sharma to go to the Osho's place and find out how Osho's place is working, because he taught people how to live in the present, and that was great. And then he went to she checked the what we call a Mahakumbh Mela. This is this year. This is 120 years old, and there are people there who are living they're living in the what you call Himalayas and so on, where nobody can get to that, and they are living unconditional existence. And this India is the first country in the world where the people have lived unconditional living. And these are the people who are living Kumbh Mela. They are living in the unconditional living. But they have a different kind of, they are not all the way just like the Osho is, because, and just like I am totally awake. And they are also getting awake totally. And they are in a different way, but they believe, they have a belief in Shiva. And that's what we have come from Baba Sri Chand ji, and who believed in Shiva. And Baba Sri Chand was the son of Baba Nanak Dev ji, who says we have to learn how to live in the present, and everybody should get to the existence, because we belong to the existence. Then all our body belongs to the existence. Body is instinct, and our mind is conditioned, and that is the intellect mind, and the intuition is being ourselves. And we have to learn how to live in the present. And what you should do every day, you should close your eyes and go inside. And Jesus Christ said, the kingdom of heaven is inside of you. Because the Western people have never learned how to live inside. Because inside you have everything what you call total consciousness. And that's what every cell of the body is like a human body. One cell is equal to a human body. There are 125 trillion cells in the body. And then we have atoms. And the atoms are, we have 125 million atoms. They have electron, proton, and neutrons. And if you really look at that, we have what we call a therapy in our body itself. That's a total meditation, unconditional existence, and that's the total meditation. And if you learn how to do this meditation, you raise your hand up, and what you do is breathe out. Do it 3 times a day, 50 times. That'll give you external cardiac resuscitation, and you will never get a heart attack. And you will learn how to live in the present, and you will become being yourself. And that's what a life is. And I tell you, one day in 2026, I will become the governor of the state of Florida. And I love it, because that's what my papa wanted it. Because I know I applied for governorship in 1984. He says, you wait, you become the watcher. And I became a watcher, and now I'm living in the present, moment to moment, and that's where life is. And I will become the governor of the state of Florida on 2026. I love you all. Thank you very much.